So I kept a reading journal this whole year, and it's right here. And I actually managed to read books, which is a miracle in its own. And I have this Moleskine Harry Potter journal, which is lined, which isn't really ideal for now. And also, the binding can't take it. Or it can. It hasn't, ripped off, but it's really, really struggling. So I'm going to show you what is inside this journal, and I'm going to show you what I'm starting 2022 with, which is completely different, but I'm going to show it to you at the end of the video, so you have something to wait, I guess. So without further ado, let's get into it. So we have a title page, and we have even uglier title page, which could say 2201 or however you wish to read it. And I started to write all the books I read in 2021 over here, and I got to 10 when I realized that I'm reading more than 12 books. That was at first my goal. I had this goal that I read at least one book a month. I ended up reading 43 books. And I even made a TBR spread for this, 12 books I could read this year, so I wouldn't have a hard time. In 2020, I read only 2 books, and I wanted to do better. And, well, as you can see, I actually read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books, so which is more than half. Gave some ratings for them, so it wasn't for nothing spread. So here we go. At first, I didn't do any kind of monthly spreads. I only did book spreads. I wrote down some thoughts, decorated it. It's more like an art journal actually than any kind of tracking journal. Also, if you don't want any spoilers, please don't read the text. This is in Finnish, so it's fine, but don't read them if you don't want any spoilers. And this is actually the first part of the first book of the Wheel of Time series, if you want translation, The Eye of the World. And I started to do this with just prints. I printed pictures, glued them in. And here we have the second part of the Eye of the World, and it's very much the same stickers, prints. And then I did 2 books in the same Readathons. Then I finally started to read something else, which is in May. I started to read more other than the Wheel of Time books, and it's a Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, and I really do like this spread because it's so bright. It's just happy. Anyway, and that really encouraged me to read more, finish the books that I had started earlier, and this is a Finnish book. Anyway, then I read all 4 books of The Heartstopper. The last one was in December, but the earlier ones were in June. His Misery by Stephen King. I really liked it. I wanted to try different kind of styles, just a little bit away from the prints I have used this far, and do some kind of artsy thing, I guess. Then I started the Lunar Chronicles, which I loved a lot, and I used this old wrapping paper from Christmas, kind of mimic the colors of the new colors of the Lunar Chronicles. I even tried to draw something. And I started to write quotes to almost every book I could, because I thought it was nice to have something more other than just my thoughts around and basic information. This is also one of my favorite spreads and favorite books, Down Among the Sticks and Bones. Scarlet is also one of my favorite spreads because the red is good looking and golden stars with it. And here, during August, I started to do monthly spreads, like the TBR and books read spreads, because I took part in Merlin Readathon, and I wanted to write down the books I was about to read for that readathon. By that time, I realized I was reading more than one book. I'm in June, I actually read 6 books, I think, which was a lot for me. I even made a little spread for the readathon picture, the prompts that we had in the readathon. And here's the first book for it, which was The Winnie the Pooh by Emil. Then the second book, The Twisted Tree. Wait, if I can remember the prompts, I'm gonna say them. For Winnie the Pooh, it was green cover. The Twisted Tree was foiled cover, or foil in the cover. For Beneath the Sky, it was under 250 pages. And for Last Time I Lied, which is one of my favorite books of the year, it was a scary book, I think. Then I actually managed to read other things because the readathon was only 2 weeks long. I continued Lunar Chronicles and I read A Darkest Shade of Magic, which I didn't like that much. It's actually one of the books I'm going to talk about in another video if you're interested. Then for September, it was only natural I made a monthly spread because I took part in the Magical Readathon, Aurora Readathon. I read 7 books for that, actually 8 because I read more than that, but I took all the spreads and printed them and glued them here, which I'm going to wash it. Very simple. And here's my character. I even drew my character. And the place my character is from, the race. And here are the prompts for the character creation I decided to do. So far I have read The Cruel Prince and Starless Sea, which make my character Eritrean and Ilf. The Hobbit is still on the way. And here's for the actual readathon during September, and here are the books I read for each prompt. If you want to see that, just pause the video. So here, The Cruel Prince I read right away because it was library loan. I had returned very early, I remember that. Then, When the Stars Go Dark, it was the first audiobook I have ever listened, and I actually really enjoyed it. Then more The Wheel of Time books. Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter actually was not a good book for me. Elena Book, good enough. I really do like Uzumaki's spread. Like, it was fun. It's again prints, but just the way I put them on the paper was nice. Then I read The Fairist, which was the novella of the Lunar Chronicles series. And Autobiography, which was an okay book again, but I realized that the books I used to really like back when I was a teen, early 20s, are not the books I enjoy right now. So that really changed things. And here are the final, the decisions we made during the readathon, and my character became the archivist because of my choices. Then I continued making the monthly spreads, even though there was nothing special, but I thought it was kind of fun to have some kind of TBR, even though before that I had never understood why I would ever have books beforehand that I would read, because I was very much a mood reader. But then I realized that it's actually fun and it makes me read more than only one kind of book. So I'm continuing the Wayward Children series, and I found Riley Sager through The Last Time I Lied, and I wanted to read more from him, and it was okay. It wasn't as good as Last Time I Lied, but it was fun to make this, even though it took a lot of time. Not really worth it, I think, especially because these don't stuck, but it was fun and it looks different. I don't remember which The Wheel of Time book this is. It's the 8th in Finland. I think it's 4th in US and many other countries. And I do like this a lot, this spread. It's cool. And it's also one of my favorite books. Then I read Sadie, actually listened to it as an audiobook. And I tried to mimic the white and red cover when I did this. Then November, I continued with monthly spreads, even though I read only 4 books, which was little for me by now. But for me in the past, it was a lot. I read Life is Strange comic, which I had never ever heard of before, and it wasn't really that good, but I'm still going to continue it anyway. Then more Wheel of Time books. And this is one of my favorites. I really do like it. The golden accents and blue and mythical kind of sense. Then Red, White and Royal Blue, which I hated. Actually, all of this text is rant. Don't read it if you don't want to get offended by my opinions. But I really did not like the book. And I even forgot to write a quote from the book because I wanted to rant. Then Mexican Gothic, which was one of my favorites, and I really do like this spread because black and gold really fit together, and also this green is from the cover, and I really liked how it looks. And also I even drew my own golden mushrooms. Then we have December, which I decided I would like to start trying new things, and that was a December favorite. And I actually, here's my favorite, Starless Sea, and I took a photo of it and I printed it here. And here are my usual TBR and books read spreads. And also I love this washi tape, it's so cute. So here's the Starless Sea. Maybe it's better keep it this way. Starless Sea, and it was one of my favorite books, and I printed this tarot cards, I think, or oracle cards, which I found and which you can't get from anywhere anymore. And I was like, I really want those cards, so at least I will print some of them, even though it's probably illegal or something. Anyway, now they are here, and it's one of my favorite books ever, so I'm happy how this spread turned out. And then the last book I read in 2021 is Winter, the last part of the Lunar Chronicles. So I'm happy I got the series finished before the year ended. And I kept with the color themes till the end, even though I didn't have any shiny nice cover paper anymore for this. And I decided to do the showdown, the favorite book of 2021. And here are my top 8, because I knew I wouldn't have one favorite from each month, especially when I started to read better during May, I think. And here are the 8 I really did love. I'm going to make a separate video about them and talk more about them, so I'm not going to talk about them any more than that for now. But as you can see, it's the Starless Sea one. It was my favorite book ever of this year. And I wanted to do this Hall of Fame kind of thing, which I have many others do, where I have printed all the book covers I have read this year. And they go this way. And I really think it looks good. It's fun to see all the covers I have read, because cover art is really beautiful. And yeah, the last ones. And then I have things I printed but didn't have time to glue in. And here they are, my Goodreads stats. I read 43 books, 16,530 pages, which amazing. My shortest was the Life is Strange comic. My longest was Winter. Most popular was Eleanor and Bulk, and least popular was the Finnish edition of the Wheel of Time book. I don't think it's actually the least popular, but in the Finnish edition is average book length was 384 pages, which is very average. Then here my average rating was 3.5 stars. My highest rated book on Goodreads is Heartstopper, which is no surprise. Volume 4 actually. The rating challenge went very well. I was supposed to read 12, I read 43. Next year I'm going to aim for 52, like one book a week. I don't know if I can do it, but I'm hopeful. And here are the books read during the months, like how many I read each month. Like February and April, I did read a book, but I didn't finish it. But I read this one book very long time, until during May I started to actually read more. And then I read a lot each month. And then the ratings, I had 12% of 5 stars, 37% were 4 stars, most of them 44% were 3 stars, and then 2 stars with 7% no 1 star ratings. It's very nice. And also there's stuff in the back. I have the Wheel of Time series, or the book written down, a card in each book when I read it, but I'm going to continue here. I was supposed to continue this journal like for years, because yeah, well, you know, there is still space, but honestly, it is going to be super hard because the pages are so, strained. There's a huge, I don't know what to say. That's, it's hard to do, difficult to do. And also I had the Witcher series, which I read none this year. I have had the Sword of Destiny unfinished for like 2 or 3 years now. And I think it's one of my must-reads for 2022. And then for my new journal, a blackout journal this time. I wanted to try it out. It's this very cheap journal from Flying Tiger. And I decorated it with alien and planets. I'm not really happy with it, but it's kind of cute. also, so whatever. I do like the cover page quite much. It's cute and looks good with black page. Here are 22 books in 2022 I want to really read. They are all from my existing books that I have already bought or gotten as a gift. And these I really want to finish next year. Then I have my series tracker, which I left one more page for because I think I will read more series this year. Also, I love these washi tapes. Then once again a showdown. I don't know if it was a mistake. Just only 8 books again, but here we go with 8. I better, be more critical about my books now. Then I'm going to take part in Books and Lala's password readathon during this whole year, and I printed it here and taped it so I can write down the books I read for it. And then my goal is to read 52 books, and I color each of these hearts when I read one. And I kind of want to color each of them with the main color of the book cover, which might be difficult, especially if it's black, but I do want it. And here's the books to read spread. I have already 2 spreads made for it, but I have left a couple of pages empty if I want to continue it, or if I want to add something else. I'm not going to show you my January spreads. Here it is. Let's see if I can make it a chunky one too. Thank you for watching so far. Please leave a like, and I want to know if you keep a reading journal and what kind of reading journal it is, because I watch every single reading journal video on YouTube. I would really much like to see if you told me if you have filmed it, so I will definitely go to see it. See you in the next one.